rightly so, very, very angry with the people that have committed these crimes against children. There is no excusing these people. We are angry at this. We are frustrated at this. We want more done to protect our communities and our children from people who are committing the crime. Do we want these people to commit suicide? That is what the 3 illustrations that I put out on my social media pages were about. I was trying to ask the questions about what we are going to do with these people that are this way inclined. Now, I'm using illustration a lot, not a lot, but I am trying to use illustration more and more on my social media pages because I feel it's a great way to communicate a thought and communicate a feeling and really capture people's attention, really. Because, I mean, anybody that's making social media content knows that people's attention is difficult to grab when they're scrolling through their news feed at a rapid rate. So I'm hoping that the illustrations are eye-catching. I work very hard with the illustrator that I collaborated with on this, and I think we captured it really well. Now, when you look at the 3 illustrations in the series that they all have the same template, but they are all a different character. Now, I fully understand that people are rightly so, very, very angry with the people that have committed these crimes against children. There is no excusing these people. We are angry at this. We are frustrated at this. We want more done to protect our communities and our children from people who are committing the crime. But my question is, what are we going to do with the people who have not committed the crime yet? What are we going to do with the people who know they have a problem in their head? They want support, they want help, but they're not sure where to get it. They're not sure that they can even say it to anybody that they need help and the reason for it. What are we going to do with those people? That is what this illustration series was all about. I wanted to capture that, and I wanted to get people thinking about it. Let's go through the illustrations. Let's take the first one. So, we got the boy who's 16 years old standing at the edge of a building, and the opening of the caption reads, "Should I jump or should I not?" I was hoping that that one-liner grabbed attention enough for people to at least read a bit more of the caption. That was the idea of it. So we have a young boy here, and in summary of the caption, shall I read the caption out? I'll probably put the caption. I'll let you go and read the full caption. But the summary of the story is, we've got a 16-year-old boy here. He recognizes that he's got a problem in his head, and that is that he feels attracted to younger girls. And he's scared that he's going to turn into a monster, like the monsters that he sees in the media. Jimmy Savile, for example. He is noticing that the girls that maybe is searching for online or thinking about in his head are getting younger and younger. He feels like it's getting out of control. He doesn't know where to go or who to turn to, because he's worried that if he tells anybody about this, they'll think he's a monster and they'll reject him. So should he jump or should he not? Question mark. That was my question. And I feel like, you know, we're human beings. We don't want to wish death on anyone. Most of the time, anyway. We don't want somebody to die. It's not in our nature to do that. So I was hoping that this caption got people thinking like, oh, well, oh my goodness. Well, I don't really want anybody to jump off a building, right? But he's got these thoughts about young girls, which as a society, rightly so, we don't like. So I was hoping it kind of caused a conflict of interest or a debate in your own head. The reaction to this post, both on Facebook and Instagram, this one, I feel like people felt a lot of empathy towards this boy because he is recognised that he's got an issue. He would like to get help but feels like he can't, and he's not sure where to go. I felt like there was a lot of empathy towards this boy because I have detailed that he's 16 years old. We feel like he's got a life ahead of him. We feel like he's got a lot of potential. We feel like he can overcome this, maybe not overcome this, maybe this can never be overcame. But we feel like he's so young and full of potential that he can manage it, control it, monitor it successfully so that he never acts on this urge. Right. Now let's move to illustration number 2. Now this one was different. Okay, and this one is different because the character that I've written about this time is older. He's an adult. He's a father of 3 children, is what I've written here. Before we get in the caption, you can see again, I've used the same template with the buildings and the character standing on the end of the building. And then we have in the top right corner of the illustration, we have a little insight into the character a bit more with the pose and the way it's set out. So this guy is saying that, first of all, he's asking, should I jump or should I not? Then he's saying that he started looking at young girls online. He knows he shouldn't. It's getting out of control. He did manage to stop, but now he's back at it. And I mentioned he's a father of 3 and that he would kill anyone that laid a finger on his daughter. But he knows he's a bad man for looking at this content because he's creating a demand for it to be produced, more of it to be produced and posted online. So he's a bad person for that. He hates himself for this. He's worried it's going to get out of control. He doesn't know where to go or who to turn to. Should he jump or should he not? The reaction to this one was different. The reaction to this one was different to the young boy. And I believe that one of the reasons for that is because we expect an adult man, especially a father, that kind of age, to... We're not as forgive... Oh, no, that's the wrong term. We believe he should have a hold of himself better. We know that when you're 16 years old, you know, your head is mostly all over the place. By the time you're a grown man, we expect grown men, we expect grown adults to be more controlled, more disciplined. And what I think I did wrong, in fact, what I know I did wrong, I take this as a mistake. On this character, I wrote it so that he had committed a crime, because if you look at indecent images of children or videos of children being child sex abuse material online, then you've committed a crime. That's a crime. You can't watch illegal porn online. It's a crime. So this guy is a criminal. So the empathy straight away goes out the window, right? Because we don't like people who have committed the crime. The young boy that I wrote about in the first illustration, he hadn't committed any crime. He just wanted help. This guy, this man, this father of 3, he wants help as well, but he's committed a crime. So I just don't think he got the empathy. I don't think he got the empathy that the 16-year-old boy got. And rightly so. Yeah, rightly so. But here is what I'm saying about that. Okay. Yes, he is committing crimes by looking at this material online, illegal videos online. But he still is looking to not do that. He's still wanting help and support to not do that. So what are we going to do with him? What are we going to do with the thousands of people that must be in this situation? Thousands. I can't even imagine how many people are in a situation like this. They're looking at things online. They don't want to, but they can't. They keep giving in to the temptation. Maybe they try and they say, right, not tonight. I'm not going to look at it tonight. And they succeed. Then maybe the next night, they're like, okay, I didn't look at it last night. I'm not going to look at it tonight again. But it's really tempting me. It's really tempting me. And then the following night, they look at it. Whereas if they had support or help or somebody to, I don't know, somebody to talk to, I don't know how to do it, right? Maybe they would resist it, or they'd learn how to resist that temptation. It's my question. Yes, they've committed the crime, but does that mean that what are we going to do with them? I mean, what is even the prison sentence for looking at illegal imagery online? Is there even a prison sentence? And let's say there is a prison sentence. Is it going to be like a year? Possibly less. I don't know. But they're going to go to prison for an amount of time and then be released, so that you still have the problem. You still have the problem because the idea is that how are we going to get these people to not act on their urge? How are we going to get people to resist their temptation? This is what all of this was about. This is what this whole illustration series was about. I was trying to get that point across. Let's move to the third illustration. Okay. Again, you got this person standing at the edge of a building with the image in the top right corner to give you a bit more about his life. The image in the top right corner of this one for me is 10 out. The illustrator that I work with on this one, he got that bit spot on for me. It's a great, it looks great, right? It looks great. That's what I'm aiming for. And I just want to make this subject as engaging as I possibly can, because I need to try my hardest to attract the attention of everybody, not just survivors. I want to also move this outside of the survivor community. And if something like these illustrations is going to grab people's attention, then I'm going to continue doing them. So this guy, another summary of the caption, he's 73 years old. He is thinking inappropriately about young girls, and he's very frustrated with this and annoyed because he thought by 73 his sexual desires would have died out, but they haven't. So, should he jump or should he not? I've mentioned that he lives on his own, he doesn't have family, and he wouldn't dream of touching a girl like this. I wanted to show that it's not like he's got access to kids or young teenagers. He's just a man in his 70s. He's 73, he's retired, he's just a guy, and he's minding his own business, but he's got this stuff in his head. And he's worried because he's worried that it could get out of control. And I've written especially what's available on the internet these days, especially with what's available on the internet these days. And again, he doesn't know where to go or who to turn to. Should he jump or should he not? Now, I have a feeling from the interaction that this post got, people actually felt a little sorry for him. They didn't see him as a threat. He hasn't committed a crime also. He doesn't want these thoughts in his head. He's worried. He wants help. He wants support. He's an old man that lives on his own. I felt like we had some empathy for this guy. I don't actually know what empathy truly means. Shall I just quickly look it up? I think empathy is the correct word, right? Empathy, sympathy. I want to make sure I got this right. The ability to understand and share the feelings of another. So yeah, it's the ability to understand where these people are coming from. So, in summary, you got 3 illustrations. They're all very similar in some ways. I believe illustration 2, I made the mistake of saying that he had committed the crime. I shouldn't have included that bit in his character. I shouldn't have added that bit to his character. I should have done it so that they were all not offenders. I'm really hoping that it got people thinking. Shall I tell you something that I found was an issue here? So, the way Instagram works, right? Let's just take Instagram as an example. When you post something, what it does is Instagram will throw it out to 1% or 2% of your followers. And depending on the likes, comments, shares, and engagement, the computer will judge if that's an interesting post. Let's say it gets, everybody likes it, everybody shares it, everybody comments on it. Instagram computer will be like, that's a really interesting post. We'll send it to more followers. And then if you get the same reaction, more followers, then followers that are not following the account because it's a very successful post. So the problem I feel with this is because it's controversial and it's a bit like, people don't know what to say or don't know what to do, and they don't want to know that they may not want to like it because it's if you like it, then you've shown that you're supporting this or not supporting this. People don't know what to do or what to say. It doesn't get that much interaction as my other posts, even though maybe people find it really interesting behind the scenes. Therefore, there's not that many likes, not that many comments, not that many shares, and therefore Instagram doesn't push it out to everyone. So it's like maybe 20% of my following saw these illustrations. Now, I do try to promote them. I do in the morning put out posts promoting the illustration, saying that I posted something last night, something's coming tonight. I also do a lot on my Instagram story, my Facebook story, but there's only so much you can do. So that's a bit of a shame about that. And it kind of makes me want to only write stuff that's going to get good interaction, but that's not the way forward. That's just not the way forward. We have to have these discussions, these tough discussions, and I'm trying to write them in a way that really gets everybody thinking. I'm kind of hoping also that as things grow, that this turns into things that maybe you would pass to a friend or you would talk to a friend or a family about, because it's just super interesting. It's actually really interesting, right? It's sad that we talk about these things. It's sad that people like these characters are having these things in their head. And it's sad that we've got to have discussions on better ways on how to deal with it. But it's interesting. I'm trying to make it interesting. So I'll keep doing more illustrations like this. I've got loads more ideas. If you are an illustrator and you are watching this, or you are a designer, a graphic designer, or you draw, or you play around with colour, please contact me. Yeah, because I'm looking for more collaborations. I do have a small amount of money to offer. I don't have loads of money to offer, but I do have a small amount. Okay, I just noticed I've been talking for a long time. And I just think that'll do us. Thank you for watching, listening. Thank you for following along with this illustration series. I want to do more engaging and captivating stuff like this. Thank you.